Welcome back to Partnerships Unraveled, the podcast where we unravel the mysteries about partnerships and channel on a weekly basis. My name's Alex Whitford. I'm the VP of Revenue here at Channext, and this week I'm very excited to welcome our special guest, Julius. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you, and thank you for joining me today in this channel podcast. I'm doing really, really well.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. I think Fujitsu has a really interesting background and a really interesting channel story, and I'm excited to get into how you've helped steer some of that strategy within your region. But maybe for the uninitiated, you could give us a little bit of an introduction about who you are and what you do.
Thank you for that. Yes, as you said, my name is Julius Berger. I'm working for Fujitsu more or less 15 years now. I'm still happy at Fujitsu. We are a global IT company that focused on channel business, especially in Germany and the whole Europe. I'm a senior director and head of corporate mid-market. And I'm heading the partner or key partner management. The sales division has current around 65 person for employees. And yeah, you can say that I learned the channel business from the peak up. And I'm convinced that the key to success lies in good, loyal cooperation with partners and customers in equal terms and what anything else. So away from work, I'm a family man and I enjoy the time with my 3 little sons and my wife, which helps me a lot in the hectic IT industry and never lose the ground.
Awesome. Well, 3 little boys, I can imagine that is somewhat challenging. I currently have a 4-month-old son at home.
Congratulations to that.
And so, yeah. So experiencing just how challenging 1 is, 3 sounds both exciting and maybe slightly terrifying.
But they are older than 4 months. And for 4 months, you have really big eyes. And so,
awesome. Maybe tackling something slightly easier than parenting, which I think is channel strategy. We were speaking in our prep call around a really interesting shift that Fujitsu made, being a very sort of different channel model from going from sort of quite wide and broad line and high volume to much more high value, very focused on sort of channel success. That is a transition lots of businesses attempt, most fail. And I think even if you are successful, it can be really challenging rebuilding that channel architecture. I'm sure you have 1,000 stories, but talk me through how that transition has been.
To be honest, both. It was exciting and exhausting. So the transition from a complete...
We're talking about channel, right? Not parenthood.
Both, 70%, 30%. And the transition from a complete IT provider to a more or less data-centric company was a challenge. But for us, it was no alternative because we can see from the current economic data where Germany is in a recession, it is growing. But in Bitkom, the ITK industry say that the business will grow around 4 or 5%. The growth is driven mainly by the infrastructure segment and the new technology around AI. And in this next sequence, we are going to call it from the 1st of April, 2025, no longer Fujitsu, we call to the Fsas Technology GmbH. And we remain a 100% Fujitsu subsidiary, but focus exclusively on technologies and solution. And it's clear that this transformation of the company was not only technological, but also change the structure of the partner network. It was painful that we had to separate ourselves from partners, from some partners. We had focused primarily on the client business. In such a situation, it's above all important to have transparency for all those individuals and for those who are involved, because we have informed our partners in a timely and open manner. We have this Japanese truth and loyalty and this kind of stuff and open manner and explained our motives, while this has hurt most of the affected partner and is entirely understandable from an economic perspective. So for our data center partners with whom we continue to work, it's important that we provided value add high quality data center solutions for both sides that meet the complex customer requirements to 100%, at least 100%. This includes not only having products and solutions such as servers, storage, devices in your portfolio, an extensive range of services, press and post sales offerings, consulting services, and everything you need to be successful in this complex data center market. And if you want to survive in this data center market, you have to offer visionary and future-oriented solutions. And thanks to our Gen AI solutions, our private GPT applications, our new developed ARM processor, Monaca, I don't know if you've heard of it. We will launch in 2028 for the market, our supercomputer K2 and all the other strong topics we sell. We meet the expectation and trust of our partners and customers. We have a broad alliance partner network with some software solutions that enable us to customize our product. So the manufacturing part, so the really individual stuff with the largest force of any IT manufacturer in the market. And at Fsas Technology, formerly known as Fujitsu, I try to convince myself about this or trying to get used to the new name. Every customer and partner has his personal contact to quickly find a solution. I think this is the most important stuff. And we rely on people in doing business at the end of the day. And we invested several million euros in the new branding, training on our partners, and convinced them that they, hopefully we are a part of our journey.
Maybe the bit that I'm sort of want to double click on and get slightly into, you touched on the sort of Japanese mandate around sort of honesty, integrity, loyalty, but it must have been a very tough conversation to have with so many partners that, hey, we're changing our strategy. Maybe you're not well aligned to our strategy anymore. How did it feel to have those conversations? What are sort of some of the stories that you can share in terms of how to handle maybe some of those difficult conversations in a way that, you know, is productive and helpful and but still, you know, honest?
To be honest, you're going out of your comfort zone. It's not a good feeling. It's a bad feeling to start with the conversations. But as a salesperson, you're used to it, or you have to be used to it. So it's not nice, but it could be nice. And I want to share one example. We have a local partner. It's not the biggest one. They have 20, 40 employees, more or less, and they're sitting in the south of Germany. The name is Systemhaus Ulm. And the head of sales and myself are friends, I would say. And I pick up the phone and say, hey, Toby, we have to meet. We have to handle a topic. We are exiting the CCD business. He said, wow, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? It's the 1st of April or what? Or something like that. I said, unfortunately not, but I want to see your face and make it face to face or eye to eye contact for that. And when we talk about this, say, how we should proceed further. And he said, we are too small to focus on 2 manufacturers. So we can say our technical and sales stuff and our customer, we can focus on Fujitsu because we're getting every one-stop shopping thing. Now we cannot do this. And we were a little bit sad and say, fuck, but in private we can meet and blah, 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 blah. And his boss came around, the CEO of this company. Say, hey, Julius, hey, Toby, why are you looking so sad? And we say, maybe we have to stop our business relationship. We say, I don't think so. Have you ever heard about this private GPT stuff? We say, GPT for sure. We say, we have a university and a professor who makes this LLM stuff, and you have the server, and we will build the user interface, and maybe we take this stop to build something new, something more value, something not me too, really special stuff. And this was, in my opinion, for sure, it was not every conversation in this end, to be honest, Alex, but it was a really, really nice story, in my opinion, to see what change could be and if one door is closed, a window will be open, or a new room will enter in.
What I really like about that story is that it's really painful to have some of those conversations, right? And I know a lot of maybe weaker salespeople might hide behind an email or a quick phone call, but you've taken the time to really sit down and have that sort of painful but direct conversation. And in doing that, I'm sure it didn't happen 100% of the time, but in doing that, you've managed to sort of maintain a relationship, build a new proposition. It sounds like that partner is being valuable today, hence why you've referenced them. And so it's great to see that, like you say, you close a door and a window opens. That's the value of partnerships, right? Is we can find a new way to continue to be successful together.
Will be going better and better. So the first time hurts a lot, and the second partner conversation is getting better, and the third, and the fifth, and the 10th. And sometimes the partners say, "Yeah, sure, it is. It's okay. So be loyal and let's go further and let's focus more on data center. And you are a loyal and good company. Fujitsu, I'm celebrating 19 years birthday this year, so 19 years.
Crazy.
Not anymore.
And so maybe pivoting to one of the other things that I know lots of people in your position have to encourage and incentivize and educate partners is to shift into a solution selling mode, right? It's part of our jobs to, and it's something I spend a lot of time doing, educating partners in the market on, hey, here is ways that you can optimize your business, and certainly shifting to a solution sales approach is one of those. How have you encouraged that partner behavior? How do you encourage and sort of drive your partners to step up to a new level in sales motion?
Yeah. The transition from pure product sales to orchestration or complex IT solution is an important step for partners to remain competitive with increasing solution. This does not happen overnight, for sure. This is a process and a way to go. So, but through a continuous process of further education together with Fujitsu, maybe that could be successful for the most of the partner who focus on expanding their consulting and service competencies. And not only sell products and not only the customer says something and you will deliver. So maybe develop complete customer specific solutions and then enriched with their individual core competences, their superpower, if you want to call it like this.
Yeah.
You've recognized the value of a holistic approach that focus on solution and services, and this creates unique selling propositions for the partner, increasing their loyalty of the customers, and by the way, also increasing their profitability for them, for the customer, and for Fujitsu, to be honest. So we are
sure.
It's just for fun. We also want to earn money and give our employees a stable and successful environment where they want to stay.
Well, that ultimately, we talk a lot about this on the podcast, but that ultimately is what channel's about, right? Creating a win-win-win. How does the customer win? How does the partner win? How does the distributor win? How does the vendor win? And certainly, one of the things that I'm a real fan of seeing is when people build a managed service or they build a wraparound that is truly unique, because part of building a unique selling point or a unique value proposition is understanding who you are going to sell to, but actually more importantly, in some ways, who you're not going to sell to, right? So if your technology is, hey, we help football clubs with stadiums of 40,000 and above, awesome. That's great. You know exactly what you're doing. You build your value prop about that. You build your sales motion, and it's really easy to tangibly go after that business. I see so many partners trying to sell lots of product to lots of types of company, and that's just a race to the bottom, right? That's a really painful world to be in.
Yeah 100% agree. 100% agree. It's not an or, I think it's an end at the end.
There we go.
And 100% with you. It's only a good deal if every person on the table are a winner. It's not that one is profiting and the other one is paying. This is not a good deal, in our opinion.
No, I completely agree. One of the things I'm extremely biased, I always call out because I was born in distribution. I've run distribution strategy for EMEA for Zoom, and I think distributors have traditionally played an awesome role in how channels are built. I also think the world is changing as sort of marketplace happens and businesses have more mechanisms to go direct. I still think there's a huge amount of value in what distribution can do. But I love to hear lots of people's perspective in terms of what do you see as the future role of distributors and how they can maximize their value.
The IT distribution plays a central role in supporting the sales of AI and cloud services in Germany. And through targeted measures and service, the distributor can effectively support manufacturers, resellers, and system integrators and end customers. I think he's the spider in the net, maybe.
Yeah.
Call it like this. The distributor we work without evolving from a pure sales channel and logistics specialist to a value-add solution-oriented partner for reseller and system integrator for the following topics. So extending the partner range, for example, so you can use a much broader sales force as we can afford to have for our own. And they are the best player to win new partners for our solutions. For sure, they are. The next thing I think is trainings and workshops and certification programs, and our distributor can provide training for resellers to provide them with the necessary know-how to effectively implement and the core market of Fujitsu. The workshops are important, I think, for example, our distributor Bytec, we start 13 years ago that Bytec enable their partners to doing the service for Fujitsu. So the end customers buy a service pack, the machine broke or fell to the bottom, and the partner can make the maintenance. So not a external partner go to your customer, and Bytec train our partners. They started in 2012, I think. Until 2015, we have 1,500 service partners in Germany, only for Bytec. That was really a great achievement for us.
And so distribution's played a key role. It's actually one of the things that I think is so often misunderstood about what distribution is best at. And to be honest, to me, that's partner acquisition, partner activation, partner enablement, right? That you want your
in a traditional way, yes, for sure. But if you look at the distributors at this point, especially in Germany, for example, Ingram Micro, they provide platforms. Advantage, I think it's called, and simplify access to different cloud platforms and AI solutions. For sure, they have the strength in finance and leasing models and flexible payment and billing models and based on consumption-based models, for example, but they're much more than if you look, I don't know, 5 or 10 or 15 years ago.
Sure.
They're much more than logistic, and they're much more than financial partners. They're really a spider on the net. They are the platform.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think the piece that I really sort of view where distributor, they are there to make servicing customers as easy as humanly possible, right? Whether, like you say, that's billing platforms and marketplaces and enablement and training tools and all of it. It's how do we make it so that as many partners have the infrastructure, if I can say it like that, of a Beckler, right?
Yeah.
That we have the supporting architecture around, I speak to loads of partners that are 20, 30 people. And 20 years ago, if I said, hey, do you have this ability and this technology and this? No. And yet the distributor is almost raising the floor of those smaller partners to be able to compete in a similar way than, the biggest, best companies.
They are making it bigger and more superpower in this individual and then make it brighter for sure. And I think when we talk about this AI and platform and all the cool new stuff, what we often forget is behind every AI and behind every cloud solution are high performance server. They have fail-safe storage devices, network infrastructure, and much more that is essential. And the distributor can handle both worlds and can deliver the holistic solution for every partner. And that's the reason why Fujitsu has invested heavily in the development of the distribution models in recent years to support distributors. Their role as value-added partners and provide technology platform and market leaders and products and solutions, and they're more important than ever. And my personal point of view is they are getting, this party will rock on.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm very bullish on where I think distribution will continue to sort of innovate and add value. I think I have one final one for you, and I think it's the part of the market that I find most interesting, which is alliances. How sort of two parallel businesses work together to build better together solutions for partners and for customers, and how you sort of knit not just the product but the actual go-to-markets together in a very sort of synergistic way. And I know you, Fujitsu and NetApp, have traditionally and worked together for a long time. In fact, I think you're about to introduce us to someone within their business on the podcast as well. So that's great from a messaging perspective. Talk me through how you build that better together go-to-market with an alliance.
First, greetings to Henning. The partnership with NetApp is one of central importance to us and a clear, I think, 25 years of a successful story. And the collaboration with NetApp enable us to offer our customer innovative storage solutions that are perfectly adapted to their requirements in an increasingly data-driven world. And with Fujitsu, NetApp company benefits from a strong alliance based on decades of experience in technologies. And Fujitsu is one of the 5 largest IT service providers worldwide and covers the entire spectrum of data center solutions and services, and more than 1,500 certified Fujitsu experts ensure that the customer can benefit from this technology. And NetApp is the largest independent storage and data management company, delivering industrially leading technologies from flash to object storage to scale out solutions to backup and cloud services. And their leadership position in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for storage underlines the innovative power of NetApp solution. And together, Fujitsu and NetApp offer first-class partnerships. This alliance enables the seamless integration of state-of-the-art technology and thus creates sustainable added value for the business of the customers. And the benefits from Fujitsu NetApp, really to bring in a nutshell, it's Fujitsu support in German for the German partners, for sure. The network of Fujitsu pre-sales professionals available for projects, over 60 service specialists for maintenance, installation and managed service, all-around partner program, joint sales and marketing initiatives, everything from a single source from server to network to NetApp storage, including server-branded NetApp support for data solution training and supports, and Fujitsu supports this knowledge acquisition. And 80% of all NetApp support packs are sold by Fujitsu technicians. So I think 80% is a lot.
For sure.
To be honest. And furthermore, if a private quote is allowed, it also makes a lot of fun with them to work and to speak. They're cool characters. And I think this is also important for the channel. It's all about the people. And the people by NetApp are cool and they are open and they are reliable. And I think this is really a good fit. And
awesome.
So much for working, it has to be fun.
That I completely agree with. Maybe now I can be really cheeky and ask a bit of personal advice. I take my career sometimes a bit too seriously. And work ungodly hours sometimes, but you opened the sort of recording with you're a family man and family is important to you. As I mentioned, I have a 4-month-old, so sometimes I get a little bit stressed that maybe I work too much and I'm not present or not home enough. Talk me through how you balance, being a channel leader and having a successful career while having a big family that's important to you?
Successful career, this is a question. And I would have to lie if I always managed to find a good balance between the career and the channel world, who's so fast and so sometimes exhausting, but it makes so fun that it don't feels like work sometimes. But to integrate the family life in this fast and enormous speed is hard. And as a father of 3 children, they're, to be honest, a little bit older than 4 months, and 4 years and 7 years and 10 years. So they are sleeping sometimes. This is a challenge. But that experience also helped me in the past to set my priorities clear and make myself aware of what really matters. And at the end of the day, I don't think that it's all about numbers and bringing the next channel partner to the top or make your boss more happy also. My biggest lesson was that clear communication and a strict planning and discipline are the key to success, my personal point of view, especially in a professional role like we have, which often associated with high targets and a lot of travel effort. You have to control very consciously how you divide your time, and it's important to take both professional and family obligations seriously, and it's only work if we communicate openly and transparently to everyone, to your family, to your children, to your boss, to your colleagues, to your employees, to your partners, to your distributors. It's all about communication and to be clear. I've learned that realistic expectations and clearly define when I'm available for my children and when I'm available for work, and don't mix it too much up.
So you try and draw those hard lines sort of between work and family, which I think, I try and instill.
It's a theory.
Always challenging. So we spoke about alliances. Alliances are important on this podcast because we always ask our current guest to recommend our next guest. Julius, who do you have in mind?
I think we talk about the family, and I'm not sure if I can bring them to your your fabulous podcast, but we also talk about NetApp. So I would be really interesting in hearing Henning Rahe from NetApp. He's setting the channel business in Germany, and then he's a really cool guy, and I think
Awesome.
makes fun to talk with him for you, and I'm sure that your audience will appreciate this.
Awesome. Well, we've already reached out to Henning, and he is definitely coming on soon. Cool. So we appreciate both the introduction and your time today, Julius. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex.